Hello, all of you beautiful Guggernauts, and welcome to part 3 of the Growin Up Gaming episode 46, the Summer Game Fest Bonanza. So, if you have been hanging out with us for the whole way through, you've already done part 1, which was Summer Game Fest, part 2, which was Nintendo Direct, and now we are just about to jump into part 3, which is the Xbox Showcase. So, if you haven't listened to the other two, jump back, check them out. And then otherwise, I hope you enjoy our take in all of the big announcements within the Summer Showcase for Xbox, as well as the Starfield Direct. So with no further ado, I hope you love it. Let's get down to business, and thank you for hanging out with myself and Brandon and Growing Up Gaming and the entire Guggernaut community. We love you, thank you, and see you soon. Hello and welcome back for part 3 of this ongoing saga of Summer Game
The
Fest.
saga of episode 46.
Oh my god, episode 46 needs to die in a hole. All right, Brandon, if you're not sick of my mug yet, you will be soon, as we wrap everything up with the Xbox Summer Showcase, as well as, what is it here? Starfield. All right, so Xbox definitely brought it, Brandon. I do think that they had the strongest of the bunch. Only second to Nintendo, of course. But with that, we kick things off, Brandon, with a new game from Obsidian Entertainment called Avowed. So very much in the world of like open world. I don't know, Brandon. You give this like first person fantasy RPG. Obsidian has given us all of the games like Outer Wilds, so they definitely know their way around a good open world RPG. And then this one just looks absolutely crazy. From if you're a fan of like Elder Scroll or any of those types of games, you are in it right here.
Yeah, Avowed. Honestly, like I'm drawing a blank. I'm not gonna lie. I did hear a lot of hype. I remember hearing a lot of hype about it, but in terms of picturing it, I'm having difficulty.
It is the trailer that had the giant bear that was covered in like fungus, and then it looks very much like there's like first person magic and wizardry.
Yeah, okay, that sounds pretty legit. Like all I remember was that Xbox definitely stole the show, which is like when's the last time that happened? But like they stole it for the whole Summer Games Fest. Like they had the best showing. And they actually had some games that were actually coming out, which like soon, which was another thing that they haven't done in a long time. Yeah, Avowed is definitely one of those ones on to be watched.
Yeah, I'm with you.
A lot of people are looking at that game.
It comes out. It will be released in 2024, but that's basically all of the information that we have around it. But it will be a day one Game Pass game as well. Honestly, my biggest problem with the stupid Xbox conference was every single game every game started off with the like day one Game Pass or like world exclusive, like every single time, and it's just like, oh my god, yeah, chill out.
Which they really have to, just because. Well, what was it, Red Dawn or Red? Oh fuck, what was the game that just bombed?
Yeah,
Red Dawn,
Redfall,
right? Redfall, there it is. Yeah, because Redfall was famously hands off from Microsoft. They just allowed the studio to just kind of do their thing because like got their fucking pedigree. Like Deathloop and like all their other games were 10 out of 10s.
Yeah.
And they just let them do their thing. And then famously, they failed horribly. And that game was an absolute pile of steaming shit on fire. And like, yeah, day one Game Pass, but still, you can't give that game away for free. So I imagine Xbox was a very much so any game that's in develop now, they're like, no, we're reviewing everything. Like all of you bitches are now being overseen. Like they're coming in hot. So anyone that was like, hey, we're going to come out in like early 2024, like the fuck you are. We're going to play your game. We're going to review it. And they're going to make sure which I respect. So I'm game. I'm perfectly fine with them just being like, it's going to come out this year eventually.
Yeah.
Finally. Now that, yeah. So Avowed, make it good. It'll be good.
You got to check the trailer though, dude. Yeah, I think you like it when you see it, you'll remember it and be like, oh yes, this game is like day one for you.
Yeah, man. This is like there's so many things that happened. Like there's so many games that came out, it's so hard to remember all of them. We got hundreds of game
I know
announcements
over the week, and like there's even conferences we're not talking about, like the indie one. I could even do a full show on myself, but
100%.
we're
Like
not.
hundreds of games were announced, and so many of them are so good, and neither one of us are going to have time to play any of them.
Yeah.
There's just so many good ones.
So continuing on, this one will be quick because they didn't really show much of it, but it's called Clockwork Revolution. Very much like steampunk action RPG. It looks very similar to BioShock Infinite. But the whole if you remember that one there, it looks pretty cool. But again, didn't really
actually
show.
thought it was BioShock.
Yeah, I did too.
Like I thought it was BioShock Infinite too.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. It was very BioShocky.
Yeah.
But again, pre-rendered trailer looks pretty cool. I'm interested, but at the same time, I don't think we're going to give it too much of the time of day until we kind of hear more about it. So
they had me when I thought it was BioShock 2, and then once I found it wasn't, I'm just like, well, now I don't trust you. So like,
you lied to me.
Yeah, you done me dirty.
So next up, Brandon, actually the game that kicked off the show is a huge one. I know one that Mike Capello is going to be absolutely crapping his pants about, but Fable is back, Brandon.
Oh.
So the long rumored Fable is coming back. They are, I guess, restarting it because they did 3 Fables before it, right? It was they did Fable 1, 2, and 3, and then I think they had like it was like Fable Legends or like just like kind of those weird spin-off top down ones.
Agreed.
But it looks like they are restarting from the beginning. So Playground Games is coming out with Fable, one of Xbox's most beloved kind of fantasy RPG open world games, originally brought to us by the one and only Mr. Peter Molyneux, who basically promised us the world and delivered on almost nothing.
The grass did grow, though.
Yeah.
You know, the grass did grow when you were away, and you had to cut it.
So the initial pitch of Fable is like everything that you do in this world will have consequences, right? If you talk to this NPC and don't talk to that one, like you will get this
hot
or
off
that.
the heels of Mass Effect.
Exactly.
Like
so. Never came to real fruition. I think Peter was an expert salesman who's now moved on to actually running Liverpool FC, the football team. So he went to EA for a while, and now he's at Liverpool. So good shout out to you, Mr. Molyneux.
But I think a lot of it too is you have big dreams, right? Like you start off, it's like, can we do this? Like, yeah, we can do that. And then you start trying to figure it out. And like, this is never gonna fucking work.
Yeah,
we gotta shut this down.
You gotta sell it somehow, right? And it worked.
Yeah, that too.
But
I gotta say, so the trend in the Fable trailer, the main protagonist, I could not tell. It looked like a dude in a corset. So like, I don't know if they're trying to slide in the middle or if you have choices.
I think you have choice. I have a feeling that it's going to be like a character creator.
I would think so. I just thought it was an interesting choice where I'm like, well, that's clearly a dude in a corset. So I'm like, this is interesting. Because I'm like, are you guys taking a stance here? Are you like, what's going on?
No, I think it is a woman, and it is basically showing the tale.
That woman had an Adam's apple.
Relax, Brandon. It is showing the tale of coming from Dave the Giant, who is a fruit enthusiast, just like Brandon, and basically from there he's giving his whole spiel talking about heroics and what does it mean to be a hero. But then it's kind of bouncing back and forth between that, like himself, and then the man woman who is the hero. Very Jack and the Beanstalk, esque. And then the trailer ends with her and the giant having like a pretty crazy action sequence with the hero sitting on top of the giant's broken glasses. So something tells me R.I.P. to the giant. And the giant is actually played by the guy, the British actor who is in the IT Crowd. Did you ever watch that show?
I own all the seasons of IT Crowd.
Yeah, so it's Richard Ayoade, I believe is how you pronounce his name. So it's
you're talking about the white dude or the black dude?
The black guy.
Black guy? He's a beast.
Yeah, so he plays
the white dude ended up getting some North American fame, but I don't think the black guy got as much fame. Like I haven't seen him in things, but like what was that movie? The Hangover but with women. Bridesmaids?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in that.
Oh,
and he was like the heartthrob, like the like that was his claim to fame for breaking out internationally after the IT Crowd.
Nice. He was also in Soul, Disney Soul movie, and then he does a voice in the Bad Guys, the animated one with like what's it called? There's like a wolf and all them.
No,
Either way,
not.
let's continue on, Brandon.
Yep.
So
It's nothing to get hung up on.
next up,
IT Crowd's fun though. You guys should watch it if you haven't seen it.
Next up, we got Forza Motorsport announces new stuff coming for October. That's a brand new Forza. Actually turns 10 this year, so they're going to be bringing on a whole bunch of new stuff. But your standard Forza Motorsport.
Yeah, exactly.
From there, Microsoft Flight Simulator always comes to show off. So they had Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is coming down the pipeline.
With Dune as a part of it.
Yes.
Where you can, if you're a big fan of Dune, you can do that fucking dragonfly helicopter weird airplane thing and fly through the dunes.
Exactly.
That's it. There's no follow up to that. That's all you could do.
Honestly, though, the game looks so freaking cool. So now they're actually I think one of the big things for the year is they're actually throwing in, let's say, like jobs. So there is you can fly the helicopter that puts out forest fires. You can fly
cool.
search and rescue helicopters to go and pick up like people off of buildings and like stranded individuals there. And then oil rig like tankers to go and drop off stuff on like those secluded things. So they're adding in like a bunch of different like kind of job flying.
Yeah.
Which looks really, really cool as well. And then, like you said, they're going to have like that Dune DLC, air ambulance. Again, just the whole thing. Flight Simulator is really fucking cool for anyone who hasn't seen it.
It is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Like just that you could land at your house if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's the whole world. Like they use Bing Maps, and from there they render basically the entirety of the whole world. If you wanted to, you could do a full flight from like Toronto to New Zealand and like do the entirety of the flight, which is pretty.
Which like if you have that much time, get a fucking job,
basically, or like just become a pilot at that point.
Yeah, that exactly. If you can spend 27 hours at the controller making sure your passengers land, get a job.
Oh, and they also added air racing, Brandon, as well.
Now that's cool.
Yeah, super hype. So either way, Flight Simulator 2024 will be a day one Game Pass, and I believe that is coming out in 2024. They didn't give any release date there.
That's why I feel like they're on heavy review after Redfall.
Well, again, it's like talking about Nintendo. It's like Nintendo is so much is coming out. Like I don't think there's anything besides Starfield that's coming out this year.
Yeah. So. Which has been pretty much since launch of Xbox.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. That's what you get. So next up,
I'm fine. We'll get to Starfield, though.
Senua Saga. So Hellblade 2, Senua Saga, the sequel to Senua Sacrifice.
Which is now, it's like, what, 4 years ago?
Yeah, it's fine. This one is also coming in 2024. I actually thought we had a release date for it. But honestly, the trailer was very, very lackluster. Very slow-paced. Her, like, crawling through a...
So it was the first game, realistically.
Yeah, the first game.
Did you play it?
I did play it. I did not beat it. It is what's the best? I guess it's the best way to describe it is kind of a puzzle
walking sim.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle walking sim, but then really has to deal with like, I don't know, split personalities, trauma, anxiety, like all of that type of stuff. It's pretty cool. It's very dark.
Yeah, it's like Portal, but with like a heavily like. Also, actually, just to be fair, it really played on the fact was mental health, like hallucinations mixed with, is this person sane and seeing demons and gods?
Yes.
Like, are they touched by the gods or are they mentally fucked?
Yeah.
And we never really got a full answer.
Did you play or finish the first one?
Yeah, I finished it.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
It was okay. Like, it was visually stunning. Like, amazing game for visual and all that stuff. It looked like it was trying to be God of War, but then there was no depth to the gameplay or combat.
Yeah.
So it's very forgettable on a gameplay stance, but very memorable from a visual standpoint.
Yeah.
And that's why when Hellblade 2 got announced at the launch of fucking Xbox, I'm like, oh, maybe I should check this game out. So I did. And now it's been, 4 years?
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, it's finally coming.
Yeah, the first Senua game came out in, I have it here, 2017 was Senua Sacrifice was the first one.
There you go. So I was not over-exaggerating.
Oh, well.
When Xbox Series X was announced, they announced Hellblade 2. And that's when I played it. And now it's just coming out like it's going to be in the 4th year of the console that it comes out.
To the game's credit, it is probably one of the best looking games on the entire console. So, and like
Oh,
it's the
100%.
entire game is motion captured. The entire game is like fully acted. Like it is very high budget. I would give it that.
100%.
So
It just really seems like at this point, Xbox came out with a console when they weren't ready to come out with one. They only came out with a console because PlayStation was coming out with a new console, and they haven't done anything. It's like they literally took like a 5 year, like a console generation hiatus from doing anything. But they're going to come out swinging real soon, which we will get to when we talk about Starfield.
yes. So as we
Oh
get
my God.
as we creep closer and closer to the almighty field of the stars, Brandon,
Mhm.
let's go into South of Midnight, which looks very intriguing. So this is from the creators of Contrast and We Happy Few. Is it's like one of those spooks games, but it's
Mhm.
called South of Midnight and is basically a third person action adventure game set in like the Louisiana and like the Louisiana swamp, basically like the America Deep South. The art style of the
Super
game
spooks.
looks really freaking cool. It's like it's kind of got that I kind of like a claymation style, if you will. The
Okay.
start of the
Okay.
trailer starts off with like an undead guy playing the blues and just like playing the guitar, playing the blues, and then from there a woman comes up and she's like, "Oh hey, like I'm looking for this creature. It's got like big teeth. It's really sneaky, all that, and like you owe me a favor." And then he kind of stops playing, and like the creature comes up behind her. But it looks really cool. No gameplay shown, no anything else there. But it's definitely piqued my interest, piqued my attention.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Classic Xbox
Yeah.
comes out 2028,
Oh yeah. This
and
this
like,
thing is not coming out like anytime soon.
yeah, like just like, hey guys, we have a concept, and like we'll never see it.
Yeah. But again, it is what it is, my dude. So
Yeah, yeah,
next up, we got a quick co-op action roguelike. It's called 33 Immortals, and it's a 33 player roguelike co-op.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
That's wild.
more kind of top-down style. You go and you can pick up and just do big raids with a hell of a lot of other people. I don't know. Looks pretty fun. The trailer's interesting. I like the art style. Again, kind of in that like Hades-esque realm. A little less polished than Hades, but again, looks pretty cool. Fighting looks good. Everything else looks very fun.
Fucking A.
After that, dude, we got City Skylines #2, pretty self-explanatory. Dungeons of Hindenburg, I actually do not recall that one, so we will keep going. Jusant, which is a climbing-based action puzzle game, which looks quite cool. Once again, Like a Dragon, so this one is the Infinite Wealth. So again, I don't know the difference of the two, because there was the Like a Dragon, The Man with No Name, and then this one is Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. So I don't know if it's two separate ones, or Brandon, if you know, please let me.
I have no clue. I thought they were the same game.
Yeah, me too. Oh well, I guess we're getting
I
to.
honestly don't think they're gonna be doing two simultaneous releases or anything like that. So at most, maybe I don't want to speculate just in case, but I imagine they're both the same game. They gotta be.
I don't know. This trailer was pretty jokes though. You talked about it in the last segment there, but it's that very much that Austin Powers one. He wakes up, he's on the beach, he's naked, and it's just like things keep moving to kind of hide the junk. Very fun trailer.
Keep it going. Keep
Alright,
it
dude.
going.
We got Kunitsu-Gami, which is called the Path of Goddess. It's a new game from Capcom, actually. And honestly, I have no idea how to describe this game. It is really freaking weird. Trailer looks nuts. Again, very like, I don't know, games like Okami is kind of rings a bell with it, but a very unique like Japanese art style, very interesting character design. Honestly, the only thing I could say is just go check out the trailer. I don't know any other way of describing it, so we will continue on, dude. We got Payday 3, new heist game coming in hot. Persona 3 Reloaded, and then Persona 5 Tactica, which is the one we talking about on the Switch. From there, Brandon, big one coming through from Ubisoft. So we finally got our first look at Star Wars Outlaws. So this one is the first Star Wars game from Ubisoft. They acquired, I guess, a license to do a Star Wars game, and they're putting their Ubisoft spin on it. And honestly,
Oh, sorry. I think The Man Who Erased His Name is DLC to finish like a dragon, and then infinite wealth is number 2.
I gotcha.
I think that's what's going on.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly, so if I'm wrong, fuck off.
We will dive into it
But
after.
So we're getting into Rogue. Let's do it.
Yeah, so we got Star Wars Outlaws. So it's set between the events of Star Wars Strikes Back and then Return of the Jedi, which is pretty
hitting up the original trilogy. Let's fucking go.
Absolutely. So you play as a character named Nyx, and from there you're basically typical Star Wars stuff. You're fighting you're trying to do crime syndicates. You're in the galaxy. I don't know. Yep. It looks pretty cool.
You're doing shit.
You have your little like dog-like creature.
In a spaceship.
Yeah, you got your little dog-like creature who's kind of creepy because he has like weird tentacle things.
But it's also a weird time. Like the original trilogy is a weird sandbox to play in because you don't have any Jedis. There are literally Yoda, Darth Vader, and Luke, because everyone else is dead. So like, it's a Star Wars game in a world where there's only normal people. Like there's no Jedis. So it's kind of a weird sandbox to play in, but man, does that game look fun.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
Like it was one of the show stealers. Out of all of Summer Games Fest, that's easily not even a question in my top 5.
Oh yeah? Did you watch the extended look during the Ubisoft conference?
I did, I think. I watched a bunch of shit about it.
Neat.
I don't remember exactly where they were because a lot of it was done after the fact, and I'm just like, Jedi Outlaws, YouTube, tell me. And I just clicked on shit.
Give me everything.
Yeah.
No, it looks pretty cool. Where would you put this like day one on your side?
It's on my watch list right now.
Nice.
I need to know more about it, you know?
Okay, I'm with you.
It's a weird time slot. Like if it's just going to be one of those things where it's just like, hey, this could be any game in the world, but they're just whoring out the Star Wars name to make it land. I gotta wait to see.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. Mm-hmm. It looks good. I'm with you. It's on my watch list. I don't think I'm going to be picking it up right away, but I'm definitely like any new trailer, anything else, I'm in. So it comes out in 2024. No real release date after that. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm all for it, dude.
Let's go.
So besides that, Brandon, let's jump into some new hardware. So Microsoft also announced that they are going to be coming out with the Xbox Series S in carbon black. So it is an all black Xbox Series S, which is the smaller one, and is actually now going to be coming with a 1 terabyte SSD rather than a 500 gig SSD out of the box. And that's going to be retailing worldwide for $349 US, which is pretty good.
I was going to say, you think that at this point they just give up on the S and be like, yo, the S is shit. Just make the X better.
Yeah.
Nobody wants the S.
Yeah, but in all black with 1 gigabyte or like 1 terabyte, I should say,
it doesn't matter about the space.
Still,
you know what I mean? It doesn't matter about the space. It's the power.
I know.
Like, can that game even run? Can that console even run Starfield? Like, fuck.
Might be able to.
No, I'm sure it has
Starfield will get to because again, everyone's pitching that it's locked 30 frames per second, and who knows, maybe that is because of the S. But hey, we're here now, aren't we?
Bethesda is pretty bad for that history-wise. So
yeah, but I don't know. I don't think it's as big as the deal as everyone's making it to be. People are absolutely losing their mind about 30 frames. It's just like
30 frames is not ideal for next gen, but yeah. I agree.
I know.
There are worse things.
Speaking about Starfield, so they are coming out with a limited edition Starfield controller as well as a Starfield headphones. Both look actually quite nice. I like the art style of both of them. The D-pad is gold. The controller is all white, and then there's kind of like a rainbow thing coming across the top. Take that as you will. And then the headphones, it's got the inner part is red, all white with gold accents as well. So pretty nice on that front there. All right, dude, let's wrap things up before we finish off with Starfield. So basically some DLC coming down the pipeline is the first one being Cyberpunk. So this was actually the one. I take back what I was saying before about the about Nicolas Cage being awkward. It was Keanu Reeves. It was very awkward. So he did his whole Keanu thing. Either way, DLC coming out for Cyberpunk. So, September 29th. It's actually pretty soon. So I can
honestly, considering that DLC was supposed to come out, I think last year, like in 2022 originally, it's pretty like it's fine, you know, like whatever. Cyberpunk's fucking amazing, as I've said, despite all of the nonsense, despite all of the shit.
Yeah.
It's still one of the best RPGs ever made. I'm super excited for DLC.
Yeah, I'm with you. And again, like I beat it pretty recently. We've talked about it on the show plenty of times there, but basically this new one, we're going to be diving into a brand new district called Dogstown. And then from there, we're going to meet Solomon Reed, who is played by the one and only Mr. Idris Elba. So again, Idris Elba, Keanu Reeves, new Cyberpunk, like I'm in for it. I'm probably going to pick it up. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I'm game.
Yeah. So
as long as my backlog isn't looking too filthy, like stacked, like I'm game.
Honestly, I think it's always going to look filthy stacked. I'm sorry, my dude.
That's fair enough.
Elder Scrolls
Until
Online.
my boys get older.
I know, dude. So Elder Scrolls Online, we got a new DLC coming up called Necron. Basically coming out. Do we got a release date coming out on June the 20th? So actually now. So that's coming out for Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know much else about it. I never really played it. Yeah, if you like Elder Scrolls, there you go. Besides that, we got new stuff coming out for Fallout 76 Road to Atlantic City. So that is coming as well. And then Brandon, Overwatch 2. That's
there's something new coming out for there, isn't there?
Yes, so they are finally dropping Invasion Mode, which is going to be more of a brand new co-op experience. So we got a couple new maps. I actually think they're finally launching Toronto as a map, which is going to be very exciting.
Okay, that's cool. Cool.
So new map, new missions, new game mode. Basically Overwatch 2's like biggest drop yet. So that's coming out pretty shortly. August 10th is when that one is coming out. So for all of our Overwatch players out there, congratulations. And Brandon, that is it, my friend. It is time to finish it off. Let's go to Starfield and wrap this bitch up. So
all right, let's do it.
Let us go. Starfield Direct coming in hot. Basically, we got 45 minutes. It came after the Xbox Showcase, and then he went right into the Starfield side of things. And honestly, I personally think they did a fantastic job with the Starfield Direct. I thought it was a very good way of just giving this game the time it needs, the time to breathe, the time to explain how the whole thing works, the production behind it. They went behind the scenes, talking to various members of the team and going over, again, all of the mechanics, the world, the battle system, just everything about the game. Brandon, what did you think about the 40-minute Starfield Direct?
I would agree with you on that. It was a perfect spot for it because, what was it? Skyrim, obviously their last game. Well, 76, but like 76 was fucking shit. So their last real game of any note was Skyrim. So they've had a long time to work on it. Like we're talking, what? I think that was 2014 or 15. So like 7-8 years they've been working on this game, or they've had this game in the oven. So this is their baby. Like watching that direct, everybody actually seems really passionate, and not even like some people seemed like the fake passionate, where they're like, the camera's on, we have to do this. But some people talking, like this was their baby. Like this was everything they ever wanted, and they put their heart and soul into it. And I have to say, just from watching the direct, I got the beginning part super strong No Man's Sky vibes.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Then at the end it was pure Mass Effect, which, like, to me, I'm like, this game literally looks like what the next Mass Effect game would look like. But they've gone deep. Like they've gone deeper than they needed to, and it's good, like in a good way. Like they were talking about the detail on the food, like even just sandwiches and shit like that. Like just everything. They just seem like this has become a pet project for them, that this is like Xbox has basically told them, like, there's no fucking around. This has to be perfect. Like everything has to be amazing. So get it fucking done.
Yeah.
And they did. Basically, and then this direct was literally showing you how this is going to be a perfect 10 out of 10 game, and like why you should buy it and why you should be excited about it. And like, I'm fucking excited about it. I watched that, and I like, it looks special. You know, like the vibes I got from it. I do have vague concerns about the storyline and stuff. Like I hope it's not like 1,000 worlds, like the way they described it with the 1,000 planets and all that stuff like that.
Yeah,
they really do. They don't say it outwardly, but because they really try to keep the 1,000 planet plus exploration thing. But they do definitely zero in to show that, like, yeah, you could go to 1,000 planets, but like there's going to be 10 planets that have story, and like maybe 15 to 20 where there's side missions. But everything else is going to be just go here and see what it looks like. But then they do have the procedurally generated planet thing where like every planet's going to be a little different because they procedurally generate it as you arrive. So every planet's slightly different, like No Man's Sky. So I really hope that the single player aspects of it are strong enough to lock people in, and that it's not just an amazing like big exploration with nothing to do.
Yeah.
Or like minimal to do. You know what I mean? Like, which because of how good their pedigree is from Bethesda, I feel like their planets and their dedicated storylines are going to be great. They're going to be fun, and that's all you need. Because fuck, the way that they're talking about the shipbuilding and like the outpost building on all the different planets, the different companions and their backgrounds that you're talking like that you get to take with you from this explorers club, the weapon variety, the skill trees. The skill tree alone was so cool because Elden, like, no one has done skill trees like Bethesda in any other game. In terms of like, you don't just from game to game it varies, but like it's not necessarily like you gain a level from just XP and you can put it to where you want. They do it like, hey, you're doing melee combat. Every time you gain dedicated experience to those skill trees, and that's how you develop this one. So this one actually seemed like a really nice challenge. Like they said, it was a challenge-based skill tree. So like, if you want to increase this skill, you do challenges for that skill that you have to do to master it. And I'm like, that seems like a really good hybrid. Like they just seem to cover all of their bases so well, hybrid so many things from their history. Like they seem to really believe in this game, and they seem to know that the hype train has gone off the rails of what people expect, and they're really trying to deliver what it actually is. So if everything they show in the direct hits, my God, this is a system seller. Like I already from that auction website I've told you about. I have 3 Xboxes on my watch list right now that are on that website right now that I'm looking for just to buy Starfield when it comes out.
Buddy, that one terabyte Xbox S got your name right on it.
I don't know if it could fit it, but especially because the website, I might be able to get an Xbox for like $150. So we'll see. But I checked my PC that I just bought to see if it could run it at the basic settings. It cannot.
No.
It requires a minimum of a current gen i7 processor, which I have an i5. It's not the same.
Get wrecked, kid.
The graphics card, every other requirement my computer meets, it just does not meet the i7. It only has an i5. So either way, I'm like, well, I don't think it's getting released on the previous gen. So my Xbox One isn't going to be able to get a console copy. So I have to buy the new gen. But this is the first game from Xbox since its launch that's actually a system seller. Correct me if you disagree, but everything I saw from this, I'm like, I fucking need this game.
Honestly,
it looks incredible.
I'm right there with you. Like, this is not typically my cup of tea, but like I enjoyed all 40 minutes of that, and especially the fact of like I have the Xbox and it is day one Game Pass and I don't need to spend a single dollar on this thing. Like absolutely will I be playing this game on the first day for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
I will be like, it's one of those things where I'd be like, hey, I'm taking the day off work. I'm coming over and I'm just going to watch you play in the corner creepishly in a trench coat.
Buddy, I'm going to let you play. Like, I'll just ready to take this on. This is yours.
Yeah. Oh, buddy. I like even the shipbuilding thing where they're talking about like, yeah, we want people to be able to build their own ship. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? Next thing you know, there's a fucking mech. Or they just have like Optimus Prime with a robot jet. That's its feet, and it's flying around like a spaceship. Like, it doesn't make sense, but
All
I
right.
love it.
So Brandon, let me ask you in
Or
your
the SS Platypus
the
ship.
platypus.
Amazing.
Full character customization. Every NPC is made with that same customer character, like personalization. So you can really make, again, anything that you can basically fathom, make them look exactly like you. Again, skill tree looks absolutely. I don't know. I really like the way that they're doing it. It's all the badges, everything kind of growing up. You got your ships, space fighting, so you're able to do actual ship combat in outer space, which looks absolutely incredible as
Not to
well.
mention, your ship type dictates what you do, whether it's combat or smuggling or like, I think that's it. But like, still, like, your ship design and your compartments will dictate a lot of the stuff that you do. Like, there's so many layers. Sorry, continue.
No, please do apologize. And then the only other thing that I was going to bring in is they have the Starfield watch. So this is
I looked it up right away. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, I fucking want it.
yeah.
I want it so bad. So I looked up how much it was,
How much?
but it was only part of Celestial Edition. It was $400 American, and you get the Celestial Edition that comes with the watch.
Yeah.
It didn't look like you could just buy the watch on
No,
its own.
I think it comes with like the actual.
It's just the special edition.
It's the highest tier of the special edition. So Bethesda's done that in the past, but they've gotten in some hot water. I believe they've released some like pretty trash like special edition things, but either way, this one actually looks pretty cool. So the Constellation edition, it comes so $299 USD, and then from there,
so that was $3.99 for Canadian.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
So you get the game 5 days early. From there, you also get all of the DLC, all the skins. You also get the steelbook case, and then you get a really cool looking like container for the watch as well.
That container looked amazing.
Yeah, and
which it honestly looked like it was sold out everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. This is as soon as they announced it,
there's no way you're getting this.
Crushing the internet, but it looks pretty cool. It's a full full working watch. The exact same watch
to your phone.
Yep, the exact same watch that your character wears in the game. Full like smartwatch basically capabilities. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. Do I think it's a gimmick? Absolutely, but like, am I for it? Like, absolutely.
Yeah. If that was available on its own, I was really like, it was in my cart. Like, I was gonna buy it, and I didn't even own an Xbox. I was in. Like, I love No Man's Sky. I was an early adopter from that game of just the potential of what it could be. And like, I love what they're doing. That they're taking it to the level of what No Man's Sky was missing. Like, No Man's Sky was an infinite world exploring game, an infinite galaxy creating thing. And like, but there's no substance. There's nothing to it. You can do anything.
Yeah.
And that's what this game does. It's like, they tone down the infinite world. Their story is actually seems like it's a decent platform to push off of, but it's potentially a shallow one depending on how deep it goes. So that's why I'm really curious to see how the story lands. Just like, for those that didn't watch it, it's like, basically you're brought into like an explorers club. Is like, you're the only club still going that's exploring the galaxy to try and find alien artifacts to like determine the great questions of what is life. How did we start? Where did life come from? And where are we going? Type of thing. And like, that part's really cool, but like, how far do you take it?
Yeah.
And they didn't show us, but they did drop a serious nut slam at the end of the guy, like your main protagonist, walking through the cockpit and like flicking his wrist, or their wrist, whatever, and like flicking the wrist, and everybody just going to zero gravity, and like, he's just strolling through with bullets ricocheting off him. So he goes full god mode, and they don't touch on it. So like, maybe the whole premise of the story is to find out the meaning of life, determining what is the point of origin of life, aka God, and then becoming it. Because at the end, man, that's god mode. He's walking into a ship he fucking stole, and then just waving a finger, and everybody's now defenseless, flying in the air, and it's his. Like, it's pretty very cool. So we'll see.
Okay, Brandon, last question, and then we'll wrap it up. In your opinion, what do they have to do to fuck this up? Like, what is
Oh,
it that will ruin all of this?
this is literally a telltale cyberpunk story.
Mm-hmm.
All they have to do is release it, and it's buggy as shit, unplayable, crashing all the time, like game breaking bugs, and it's dead. It's just this massive, massive project is dead, which I don't think is going to happen though,
Yeah, I agree.
because Bethesda is famous for releasing trash in terms of bugs. Like, but that if you get a Bethesda game at day one, there's not one Bethesda game in probably history of updates that has not been riddled with bugs and crashing and all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
It's just they've always done it.
yeah,
But I feel like considering this game got announced around the same time as Cyberpunk, and Cyberpunk has now been out and then bugged to shit and plagued and now is perfect and like is great, and now it's finally coming out. I'm gonna say that I hope that it's not like that. And I think that's the only thing that stops this game.
yeah,
Either riddled with bugs and dead, or the storyline is just absolute total shit. And that there's no appeal for the story driven narrative that holds it back from being a perfect 10.
mm-hmm.
But from what we've seen, I think even with all forementioned, I don't think it's hitting less than a 9.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I hope so. I think you
Yeah.
hit the nail right on the head. Again, I think like the two things, bugs would be the biggest one, and then just like
Mhm.
the general like what is the variety of quests, right? And again, I think
Yeah.
there's no one that does it better than Bethesda, or at least let's just
Mhm.
say their pedigree is right up there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
They're top tier
but
for
just having
sure.
a variety of quests, making the quest fun and engaging and enjoyable, and like why am I doing this? Because
Mhm.
again, with a game that's this size, but I do agree with you. I know Bethesda has a really really bad rap in pedigree for launching, just let's just say unfinished games.
Yeah,
Fallout
horribly
76
unfinished.
is
Yeah.
like literally, I would say, just as bad as Cyberpunk.
That's the creme de la creme
Yeah,
of like the worst games ever released. Like
but
like expectation versus reality
yeah,
of worst games released.
yeah, but I will say that I think there is too much at stake right
Yeah.
now. So
Xbox knows.
yeah,
They will not let this game come out unless it's in good form, especially after Redfall.
yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
with you, dude. I'm excited
But
for it. It is coming out. It's coming out soon.
September.
September. So get
I
get
will say
your
though, I'll be super disappointed if there is not at least one person that mentions a space arrow to the knee, taking them out of their voyaging trip.
S as the space arrow to the. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Um,
Skyrim, man. Every
I
single
know,
fucking guard, man.
I
Like
know.
anyone that doesn't know the joke, in Skyrim, every single guard in every single city said I used to be an adventurer until I took an arrow to the knee.
Stupid. All right,
Yeah.
dude. Let's wrap it up. This one, I am exhausted. So, for all those listening, thank you for joining us on this absolute mission of episode
Mhm.
46, Brandon. All the next ones, we're going to shorten them. We're going to shorten the shit out of these
Well,
things.
this one was just we
Yeah.
had a whole week of this is the biggest
Yeah. Summer
gaming
game.
month in the entire month.
Absolutely,
Like
Summer Game
yeah.
Fest is an absolute beast, and it deserves the time that it does.
Mhm.
But with that, buddy, we are going to wrap it up here. This has been episode 46 of the Growin Up Gaming Podcast. Again, you can reach us on the socials. You can go find us on Instagram, Twitter, and of course, email us on what's up at growinupgaming.com. And of course, please do not forget to like and subscribe and come follow us on YouTube, where you can find us, you can see us, you can hang out with us there. So drop a comment. What was your favorite thing of Summer Game Fest? What was your favorite conference? And with that, Brandon, take us home. Short and sweet, my brother. Sounds
But we're
good.
gonna land this plane. Everybody, it's been fun. Thanks if you made it this far. God bless you. Thank you for sticking around. We'll see you on the 3-part fucking epic saga of episode 46, and we'll catch you all for episode 47, where we actually do our first back to top 5.
Yeah, let's do it.
As always, guys and girls and guggernauts, thanks for stopping by.